I'm John Foxy on channel John West. I'm having a Danganronpa 2. Goodbye, despair adventure. And what a surprising turn of events for Hajime.
You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
Literally the first thing I suspected, but sure, go ahead.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime. It's occurring in the conference room.
Yes. I feel like I heard Bayside cops say that before, but isn't it the other way around? What?
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No, it was someone else.
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
The video was filmed at the conference room, but Ibuki's body was at the music venue, which means there was a fake somewhere. The fake must have been Ibuki in the conference room.
I see! The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim. By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
Which means the person that has the most likely alibi doesn't have the most likely alibi, which is what I said all along.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
So that's what happened. Then no matter how quickly I ran, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. At that moment, I was already in the killer's trap. And the one who set the trap for me was...
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a fake video.
I was to set up an alibi.
There's only one possibility I can think of. And if I examine that possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal
Okay, I
itself.
do appreciate that they're not spelling it out. Like, they're like, no, we've given you the clues, figure it out. It's why I figured out it was Mikan in the first place. So I'm glad I figured it out with the information given to me, rather than the crime scene, rather than the trial go, and then there was this asthma pump that we never told you about, like, points to the killer. I'm like, how was I supposed to know about the asthma pump?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
That's right, I should already know. I should have already known who the killer is.
You're the only one! Mikan, you're the killer, aren't you?
But she probably has a really sad reason for doing it. Maybe she got insulted by the rock music.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hyoko?
Killer? Huh? I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible? A chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly. In fact, the fly would probably kill her first.
She's right!
So, if the game wants to throw a curveball at me, now's the time.
A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question.
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
Yeah.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikan have an alibi.
It's just a coincidence!
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room. Is that also a coincidence?
Shouldn't you get some rest already? You should be exhausted from nursing without any sleep, right? Then, if you insist, I will use the on-call room upstairs. You must be mentally exhausted, so it's better if you relax in the lobby instead.
At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room. That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music video. And showed that to me.
Which means her long hair should have been showing as well, but whatever.
Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Mikan and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
I mean, you could have gone through one of the windows, but...
So that must mean...
Please wait a second. What are you saying? I'm the killer? That's impossible. There's no way I could kill someone.
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
Just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
Wrong. It's totally wrong. It's not what you think.
She's gonna get angry in a bit and change her personality.
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikan is the killer?
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
Oh, calm down.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation.
But that makes you a winner! Also, what?
Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I'm serious. Very serious.
Yeah, but if she had disease that made her evil...
What do you say, Hajime?
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
Right, you don't need to say it like that.
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Hey, Hajime!
Everyone's ganging up on me! Of course, you don't have an alibi anymore, which actually is kind of clever. Tricks aside, logic aside, is she really capable of doing something like this? Could it be? Am I the one making a mistake? It is the children who are wrong. Am I out of touch? I said that backwards, but whatever. No, in fact, it'd be much easier if I was wrong. If I have this much doubt about someone I've spent so much time with.
Can you hold on a minute?
Oh, he's gone crazy. Hello, crazy face! Huh?
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this. I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time.
Oh, sorry. Like I knew which eye to do. Whatever. Huh?
I thought it was suspicious all along.
He's gonna blame
From
Hajime.
the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows.
What? Are you serious?
I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it.
He's gonna point at Hajime.
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know.
Yes, it is.
Actually, this is a game!
Told ya.
Please don't say such controversial statements. Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
Am I gonna have to take away my good points?
Dang! That's a huge deal!
A decisive clue. Does something like that really exist?
Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from. This rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
Again with the
Oh,
supermarket?
because you have to do that dance-off
That place
thing.
is a hot
But
spot
I
for
hate.
criminal goods.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope. And keep in mind that it's brand new. Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly.
What's he getting at?
But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being frayed?
What's it getting at? I don't want to let it continue until I can figure it out.
It means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this.
There was a counterweight? That's the only thing I can think of. If they were to pull her up.
A killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her.
Oh, wow. And then hung her up. I didn't even consider that. Alright, I actually remembered. That's quite harsh, but, I guess that makes sense.
The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
Hold on. I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along. What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
So this rope won't be much of a clue. Then I might as well search another place.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too. Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
Dick.
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
He wasn't speaking during the murder. I mean, you might have been. But what?
Huh?
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Nagato's words contain a decisive clue. Is that really true? Cool, you've got me, game. We used all of these apart from the rope.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
Because we saw someone.
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame!
Ibuki's true cause of death was strangulation. The fact is a decisive point that will lead to the killer, because they'd have rope burns on their hands. Is that true?
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Okay, well,
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
That must be it!
well, I guess that, but... Because it was tied
So
in
that's
a
what happened.
specific way?
We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time.
Okay, what? There's something I want to ask you. There's no doubt Ibuki's cause of death was being hanged by this rope, right? Yes, she had no other external injuries, so there's no doubt she died from hanging herself. Oh, fair enough. I had it in my head that you could just tell her to hang herself because she was gullible. I guess not. She was only gullible to just get killed very easily. I feel like the gullible thing wasn't really explained very well.
You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikan?
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling, just by looking.
It's foolish to strangle her then, wasn't it?
You, Mikan, the ultimate nurse.
The ultimate nurse. Metal Gear.
Please wait!
No.
First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that. That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
You are right. And you have been a great help to us so far.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
Can they? I guess you break your neck during a hanging.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
Yeah, but she's the ultimate nurse. She's the ultimate nurse.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
She's the ultimate nurse.
Mikan nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
She's the
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what anybody told her.
Okay, yes.
It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikan because she was nursing her.
So Mikan volunteered to nurse us? Because she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm assuming that's a Japanese phrase, because what?
I'm not a criminal. Mikan is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
She's not next to you.
You've got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you. I just can't forgive this crime at all.
Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if Mikan is the killer.
I see. You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is back off, I guess. But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna beat you up!
I made more tea.
But I'm really not the killer. There's no way I'm capable of killing someone.
Is that really true?
Stop it already! That's enough!
I can't stop! I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this. But I need to do this.
You doubt your friends?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
What? They are. They literally... Explain.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict.
I've cut my hand, but I want to have not cut my hand. That's at the heart of the conflict. You see, having a cut hand and not having a cut hand, they're not necessarily they are opposites.
'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Okay, fine. I'll give you that then. doubt is not the same as certainty. Fine. However, belief and doubt are literally different sides of the coin.
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
Neither are certainty, is the point.
If you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first. Belief without doubt is simply a lie. No, I don't think that's true. I mean, I'm not a religious person, but surely the opposite's true. To believe something... Hang on. You believe things without evidence. That's the whole point of believing, let's say, in Jesus or whatever. The whole point is to believe without evidence. That's what faith is, right? So the whole point is to not doubt. Oh, whatever. I don't care. Just carry on.
Fine. Do whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
The point they're trying to make is that there's a nobility in doubting someone. The doubt is only important because it's doubt and not certainty. But I don't know. It doesn't seem that deep to me. Like, I know it's not the same. But I played lots of lying games. You know, like Werewolf, right? You played Werewolf. If you don't know what Werewolf is, very simple. It's 4 people sitting on a table. One of them is secretly a werewolf. Things happen, and then you have to figure out who the werewolf is, right? I can play that with strangers and go, I don't know. He says he's not the werewolf, and because it's really difficult not to take people at the word. I'm a horribly trusting person. I'm like, I don't feel like they would lie to me. But there's no deepness in me doubting them or believing them. Oh, I don't care anymore. Let's just.
Huh? Is that all you can say?
No, because this is. Are you doing what I think you're doing, game?
Ah, so in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh? Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault. Everyone always treats me like that. Always. It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem. I'm done with that. You hear me? I'm done.
Hey, Mikan.
It's not fair. It's not fair. 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 Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away. What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it? That's the issue.
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some?
Huh?
I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends.
I mean, that made sense before she just outed herself as a crazy person.
But still, the truth is one of us murdered 2 of our friends. That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair.
Jackie!
Hey, Mikan. Can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched? Like I said, it obviously wasn't me! Can you prove it? Prove it? Wait! Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video? Ah! That's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Just because I was at the hospital.
Okay, so it's Fuyuhiko's account. Fuyuhiko met Mikan in the front of the hospital. They split up to search for Ibuki. They checked the movie theater, Electric Avenue, but they didn't find anyone. Apparently Fuyuhiko and Mikan were only separated for a short time.
That's totally crazy! I didn't do anything wrong!
I'm humming because it's me. They lean very. The first game they leaned into alternate personalities a lot in the first game, and so it's a bit done by this game. And they were doing a reasonably good job of not doing that anymore. So her going, and now I'm going to talk calmer than I normally do. Oh yes I am. You've not caught me yet though. Like, so that's why I'm because that's a of disapproval. But saying that, she's actually considerably more interesting now she's got that exercise to her. I know, like, pick one of the other jobs. Because she's actually. So her doing this is sort of more interesting. So yeah, there's two sides of it. Belief and doubt, as you might think of them. Anyway.
Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already!
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
I'm not the killer! That video, I never filmed that video! It seems she finally started arguing for us.
Huh?
But the only one who can find the hole in her argument is you, Hajime.
For some reason.
So, I'm going to leave this to you once again.
Could it be? Was this Jackie's goal all along? She's trying to get me killed, but no, he's solving all the murders. Kill him. She's saying everyone's fate depends on me, the only person who saw that video.
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
She does keep saying that throughout the game. She is sort of consistent with that personality. I need to make up my mind. I'm the one who has to do it. I'm the one who's going to finish this. Make your argument. Okay, well, crap, it's not that.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already! Hajime, pay close attention and listen well.
You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
You clearly know the answer, Mikan. Okay, I think it's blood on
I'm
the
not
soul.
the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she wore?
Ah, bollocks. Ibuki was wearing hospital shoes, right? And the person in the video was wearing the hospital shoes too.
Damn it!
Okay.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Hang on. Mikan's account. She said something she shouldn't know. Right up until the Monokuma announcement that morning, Mikan was with Hajime the whole time. Afterwards, she went to the hospital to check on everyone, and realized that Ibuki had disappeared. Which means she had gone into Ibuki's room. When she rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki, she apparently met up with Mikan.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
How does she know the camera angle?
Damn it!
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that.
Huh? Do you have Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown or could it be the hospital slipper?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
Damn it!
I don't know.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
Oh, it's just
Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well.
my heart, my feelings.
You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Okay, can I grab that? Do I have that ability yet?
I'm not the killer!
Okay.
We can't think of anybody who could have filmed that.
Huh? Is the hemp bag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really? You could tell her body just from that dim can. There's no way you'd be able to make. So please forgive.
Hajime, pay close attention and listen. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
I'm not the killer.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof?
No! Oh no, no!
Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
No!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Alright, let's try not to accidentally shoot it.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody
Come
who
on,
could have
I'm gonna
filmed
go-
that.
Huh? Is the handbag on? Is the hospital gown? Or could it be the hospital?
Ibuki and Mikan.
Is that really? You could tell her body just from that video.
Just from that camera angle.
There we go.
I'll shoot through that contradiction.
I'll shoot through that contradiction.
Mikan, you've committed a major mistake.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video.
What's wrong with that?
But I never said anything about the camera angle. So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
The only reason Mikan knew the camera angle Hajime had seen is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just reward. The more desperately you argue, the deeper you dig yourself into a hole. You lied, didn't you?
Are you serious? Is it true, Mikan? Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
Forgive me! Huh? 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 Huh?
Staying alive, staying alive.
I was wrong. Wrong. No, that's not it at all.
That's not it?
I mean, it's impossible.
Impossible.
You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Try remembering the tote bag instead. Ding! I totally remember now.
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the minute.
That tote bag. Isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that? More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at the movie theater?
No, they come in pairs.
Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami decal on it, right?
Don't actually, but
Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake that that tote bag is a limited item. So don't you think it's impossible? Using one tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at the same time?
okay, Monokuma's account.
It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible. Don't you think?
I mean, I feel like she's already, like, there's more than enough evidence, but whatever, we'll do the final thing. It's Monokuma's account, isn't it? Get another bag for it.
That's why that video isn't fabricated, and I'm not the killer. So you'll forgive me, right?
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until you forgive me!
Long time no see. Well, not really. It's time for the third panic talk action. Yay. This is probably going to be my last job during a class trial. Please humor me while I taint your ears for one last time. Starting from this PTA, the reload and ammo features will be added. Yay. You will no longer be able to just make do with the B button. Below the tempo marker in the lower portion of the screen, the number of bullets are displayed. From this point on, you need one bullet to destroy one remark. When you're out of bullets, you won't be able to destroy the remarks, no matter how much you mash the B button. You'll be able to refresh your bullets by pressing the X button to reload. By locking on, press the X button inside of the tempo marker. The controls are the same as the B button. That's the tempo marker by pressing. Okay. Sorry, I stopped reading that. The number of bullets you get depends on how well you're doing. If you get the timing wrong when you press the X button, bullets will not be refreshed. Please be careful. Also, your ammo will be completely refreshed and will not run out during fever time. If your difficulty level is set to gentle, you don't have to reload. I'm just going to skip the rest of this. You should be able to find it beyond this point. What you and I both yearn for. True despair. Who's talking to me? Is there an actual person talking to me? Is there an actual person talking to me? Sorry, I actually banged the table with my knee. I'm really sorry about that. Good luck and have fun.
I'll keep explaining it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item! That's why that crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
This chick, has she lost it for good?
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right? You're obviously gonna forgive me, right?
At this rate, we're not getting anywhere. I gotta do something in this. I gotta do something so I can make her admit it. Panic, talk, action.
You still haven't forgiven me?
Oh no, I've forgotten the buttons.
Draw on me.
Oh god, lock on and attack. Why did he keep saying B when it's A?
Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me? Please, draw on me! Why only me?
Well, that helped me out an awful lot, because I was doing terrible before.
Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please,
This
draw on
beaver
me!
time's gone on for ages.
Can you forgive me already? There's only one bag. It's impossible to use these two places at the
bonus
same time.
This is the end! Monokuma mentioned this earlier.
When you buy one bag, you get another one free. It's a common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes.
Whoever bought that bag should have received another one as a bonus prize. Which means it's not impossible to use that bag in two separate places. So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Why? Why can't you forgive me? Why?
It seems her desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Why does everybody always hate me? You should just forgive me already!
Mikan, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left, please just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
Oh. I feel like I should have made the last episode longer, but whatever. What I saw on the monitor. Oh. What did the killer do after the broadcast? Small clue the killer left. Body was hidden before. Okay, yeah. Right, John, don't get it wrong. I feel like I've got no time. We're back to normal after destroying it? What? Cool. Threw off the handbag. Full clue. Second jump, second half. I must have been really low on the other clues, because yeah, my bar was really low. That's kind of annoying. I don't get why that's tied to a bunch of other stuff.
This is my... We will never give up!
Yeah, I don't like that one. I don't like that it goes, oh, you did poorly in the previous things, and now you've got no time in this one. Because, yeah. Let's try this again. Fill off the thing. Body was hidden before by paper, but it's not there anymore. Okay, it's that. Back to normal after breaking it. That's the pieces. Glue. That's how the body was hidden. Go. Pieces!
Here's everything that happened in this case.
Oh.
The key to this
So this one's pretty short.
is the surveillance camera video that only I saw. That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Mikan this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby.
I'm gonna move my face out of the way.
The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time. When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment. That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication with the hospital and the music venue. That's why I thought the signal originated from the music venue, so I immediately headed over there. But that was the killer's trap. In truth, that video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room. By doing so, they tried to make me think the incident was happening in real time, when in fact, the crime had already been committed by that point. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake. I didn't know that, so I went to the music venue and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head. Seeing the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But that was also part of the killer's trap. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick. First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hyoko's body. When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar. I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper, or have Hyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene. The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music venue, but when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand. They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene. In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance. However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue. The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced open. With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko and me. They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it. And they made us discover not just Ibuki's body, but Hyoko's suddenly present body as well. At the time, they pretended to be surprised, but inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out. Isn't that right, Mikan? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
So, I was able to think it over what I did, and you're gonna admit, I called most of that. The major thing I got wrong was that I just figured a bunch of stuff was done by Ibuki, like, programmed as a robot, and no. And I'll admit that probably would have been dissatisfying to be like, oh yeah, she told Ibuki to do a bunch of stuff and Ibuki did it. No, she's just gullible, and she just came with and stood there as she got killed. But, yeah. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with this one. Not with the length of the video, though. It's going to go way over, isn't it? And I should have just added another 10 minutes to the last one, but never mind.
Whoa! Now she's laughing?
It's been such a long time. This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing, like the sky is falling down upon you. This feeling of despair!
What?
Mikan, what has happened to you?
Whoa there! Before that, a moment of your time.
What? Okay. I think I shall let you go. Huh. Something fucky's about to happen, isn't it? I'm gonna let you go. We'll let that happen in the next episode. I've been John Fox, I'm John of the West. I've been having... I was trying to look into the menu. Can't say right now, can I? I've been having a Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair adventure. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.